Welcome back to thekeycoach.com, guys. This is a three-part series about fear, anger, and sadness. I think these three negative emotions are part of a triangle, and that one leads to the next, and they just go back and forth from one point of the triangle to the other. These are the three emotions that cause us to stop growing. These emotions are responsible for all the madness in the world today. Most people believe that our emotions come to us involuntarily, but that's not the case at all. We choose our emotions. We choose them with our beliefs. Our beliefs create our thoughts. Our beliefs cause us to put different meanings on different things and events, and those meanings tell us how we feel about those things. Our beliefs cause us to have certain needs which drive our intentions and our behaviors. So let's get started with the first leg of the triangle, fear. I'm starting with fear because this is what plagued my mind for most of my life, and it is the reason I'm here today talking about all of this stuff with you. Fear and anxiety is the emotion that most of us feel more often, and believe it or not, it actually causes the other emotions. Why do we feel it so much? Because of our need for certainty. Most of everything we do is to provide ourselves with a sense of certainty, security, or comfort. Think about it. Why do you wake up and go to work each and every day? We must know that we have a roof over our head, that we have food to eat, that we have money to pay our bills. But it does not stop there. The reason we need to label everything with a single word is because of our need for certainty. We fight for certainty, and we kill for certainty. But why? Because we believe our views of reality are correct, and when anyone opposes our views, we must fight to protect our personal truths. Our beliefs become our truths. Our identities are based on our personal truths, and we feel that if we don't fight, we might just disappear. But there's one problem, that there are no absolute truths. We all see the world differently due to our life experience. 100 people who see the same event walk away with a different interpretation of that event. It means something different to each person. It's a common rule in psychology that we would rather be hated than ignored. Because if we're hated, we're still significant. We still exist. That's why we fight. Fight to protect our existence. We fight to protect ourselves from disappearing into nothing. So we must know. Know what? We must know everything. We have to know what each conversation around us is about so we can know whether people are talking about us or not. We must know what everyone is doing at every moment, which is why Facebook is so successful, so we can know whether what we're doing is right or wrong. What's the most popular? I can't stand hearing that question. We must know the answers. If we don't, we have anxiety. Why? Because we have no idea who we really are. That's why you need to know what everybody else is doing. Our whole lives, people have been telling us who we are. They told us our name. They told us our religion. They told us what our nationality and culture are. They told us our gifts, and they told us our faults. We know who we are because of what we were told. So how could we think otherwise? Well, if you're like me in any way, what you were told caused you so much pain, it caused you to question the truths you were given. How could this be the way things are if I see people in other places having a totally different experience of life? So the reason you're anxious is because deep down, you're uncertain about the ultimate truth.
Who are you?
Fear is a natural survival instinct that lives in our animal brain. It lives in our DNA. It's there to protect us from danger and to help us survive. But we really don't have to worry about the things that hunted us when we were cavemen, which is why our creator, or whatever created all of this, the universe or God or whatever you'd like to call it, it helped us evolve and grow a new part of the brain, which we call the neocortex. This part of our brain gives us the ability to consciously decide which thoughts to think by giving us executive power over the animal brain. And if we learn how, we can manage all of the thoughts and feelings which course through our bodies and minds. We are no longer animals, and we need to stop acting like it. At the present moment, our animal brain is still running the world. The need for power is driven by fear. Fear of giving up freedom to another physical person, which is the same thing as an animal marking its territory. Animals mark their territory with feces and urine, and we mark our territory with imaginary lines and backed up by our own BS words. So far, we've been using our new evolved mind to enhance the power of our animal brain, finding new ways to have certainty and maintain control over things, using our intellect to protect us from our fears. When are we going to see the truth? That intellect and intelligence and the drive to know more about everything out there is a product of fear, and that true knowledge and wisdom is a product of love. Everyone always says to escape your fear, you have to listen to your heart. But the heart speaks so quietly in a language that is unspoken, it is very hard to hear. In order to get past your fear and into your heart, you must learn to quiet your mind, your intellect, otherwise known as your ego. Only then will you hear the messages that your heart has been sending you since you were born. And I can show you how. You need the key. You need to know every you. You need to know where all those voices in your mind are coming from. There's two sources. One source is your ego, and that's where all those loud, verbal, literal messages are coming from. The other source is your heart, your soul, your spirit, and that's where that subtle voice that you can hardly hear unless you're completely still inside, that's where that voice is. And it's been talking to you since you were born. So it's up to you. You decide which voice to listen to. If you'd like to learn how to listen to your heart, how to find your true self, find who you are, and let go of your fear, let me know. I can help you out. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to go over anger.